Hi, I'm Ferre with TaxSaleSupport.com, and I'm with Swenson, and this is one of our property deal of the day videos where we look at different properties that have come through the tax sale market here recently. So the property we're going to be looking at here in this video is a property out of, actually I don't even have where it's out of here.
It's Michigan.
That's right, it is Michigan. This is a Michigan property here. Thanks for reminding me of that here. We can see the buyer paid $15,000 total here for the property. Oh, there we go. And I can see the SCV on it. So now that makes sense here. Yeah, they paid a total of $15,000. Looks like the property opened up for about $2,700. So it bid up some, but it didn't bid up that much compared to the overall value of the property, which is closer to about $92,000. So that $15,000 is only about roughly 16% of the market value.
Yeah, in fact, if you've listened to many of our videos, you know that me and Shade really like bidding on manufactured homes, mobile homes, because it's really one of the best ways to get affordable housing. And so in looking at this property, we're looking at a good sized lot. It's 0.69 acres. We can look there at the manufactured home. In fact, one thing that's nice about Michigan is they provide multiple photos of the property, including interior photos in many of the counties. So we can really get an idea of the condition. Now, looking at it, it is going to need some work, but they picked it up at such a great price, around 16% of the property's value. So when you're buying property that cheaply, you have so many different options. They can go ahead and rehab the property, do what we call a lipstick rehab, just clean it up, or they could also just go ahead and wholesale the property. And that may be an option. If we were buying this property, we would maybe look at securing the property, cleaning it out, changing the locks, and then go ahead and selling it to another investor that would come in and do the rehab on it. So they have a lot of different options, but picking it up for 16 cents on the dollar is really the cheapest way you can buy property is going to be through an auction like this.
Yeah, it's interesting too. We can see that it's actually occupied, currently, but includes an additional barn or structure here that's on, the corner of the property. But yeah, it's pretty good overall, especially for the low price they paid. It does give us a lot of options. It gives us a lot of options, on what we're going to do on the property. It would be a very easy property to turn around and wholesale if you're only into it for 15,000 like this. That's an easy number there to, with a property like this to sell. I mean, even if you double or tripled your money on it to get out of it in less than a month, that might be a good way to go. Or you could stay in it a little longer to get a higher profit out of it and take it through quiet title. Just a lot of options when you pay a low price point like this. And so it's great to see deals like this where people haven't paid too much, because entry level housing is always going to be a big seller and something that people are looking for. And that's why properties like this will always be popular.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking through the photos of the condition, even though it does need a little bit of work, everything's solid. We love properties like this on their own piece of land. It's got a good sized lot, picked it up for a good price. So either way, I think the investor is going to do really well with this, regardless if they go ahead and rehab the property and sell it with a warranty deed, or if they just turn around and sell it to another investor that will finish up going through quiet title and getting the property rehabbed.